All right, what is up, YouTube family? So we're back. So today we're going to talk about Novation. I'm going to go a little bit deeper into what Novation is and actually how to do it. I did a video on last one, but a lot of you have been having a lot of questions about Novation. So this is the new strategy, the newest method to actually make more money on your wholesale deal. And Novation is a good fit for majority of the seller that don't accept your wholesale price and their property is in a decent condition. So basically it doesn't need like major repair, but it's in a decent conditions, all right, where they are asking more closer to retail value on the property. So Novation is going to help you turn a lot of the no deal into actually making it a deal by doing Novation. So let me explain what that is. I only got about 20 minutes, and for some reason my mouse, it doesn't work. So I'm going to try to do my best here, okay? For those of you who's new to the channel, welcome to the family. So be sure to, boom, smash that subscribe button. And if this video add any value to you, please show your boy King Khang some love. Boom, smash that thumbs up. If you haven't followed me on like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Thread, any of that, just go to Real King Khang and you can hit me up on there. You have any question throughout this video, comment it down below. And if you enjoy it, please make sure to share, to give this a share. But I'm going to show you how to close like an extra 1 to 2 deals a month. And I think Novation is the next way. It's basically right now, it's not saturated. Not a whole lot of investor knows about and how to actually do this. So let me explain really quick, just because we don't have time. So number one, when it comes to doing Novation, is that you got to make sure that you have the right contract. So before that, let's just say you found a seller, okay? So let's just say that you found a seller. This seller's, let's just say that the property's worth $100,000, okay? And this is what we've been teaching all of my Wholesale to Million students, all right, to actually do this. So let's just say that you came across a seller. The property is worth $100,000. You offer the seller, let's just say $50K, right? Because we got to come in low for us to make our wholesale fee work. The seller, obviously too low, seller doesn't accept it. So guess what? Majority of time, we just gonna pass on this deal and keep it as a follow-up. And let's just say that the seller doesn't accept 50, but they will take 75,000. But 75 and it's worth 100,000. There's no room for us to make this deal work as a wholesale deal. But you can take this deal, still accept the 75 and turn this into a Novation and actually make this as the deal. And let me explain. Basically, with the Novation is that we're able to actually list the property on the MLS without a realtor license. So you don't need a license to actually list this property on the MLS. And I will explain. So, which means you can accept the 75K, let the seller know that, hey, the 75K is probably too high. It's not going to work for us, but here's what we're going to be able to do for you. What if we're able to put the property on the market? We'll pay for all the marketing costs. There's no realtor commissions that you have to pay. We're still going to buy the property as is. But what this does is that it helps us attract some retail buyer to the property. And it allow us to actually send this out to thousands of our investors that typically pay more than what we would pay for the property. But we need at least a 90 days. So you want to get a longer time frame on this. And most of these sellers that wants retail value for the property, once again, their property is probably not in a super distress situation. So they don't need to sell really quick. Okay, so you want to get as long as possible. So what we need from you is a 60 to 90 days closing. Are you okay with that? But once again, you remind them of the benefit. We'll put the property on the market. Do not use the word MLS. When you say MLS, they think of it like, oh my God, you're like an agent. I got to pay commission fee and all that. So you want to say, hey, this allows us to put it on the open market. This allows us to send it out to thousands of our partners, of our investors that's willing to pay more than what we can pay for it. But for us to do this for you, we need this kind of commitment. Okay, so it's going to be 60 to 90 days closing or sooner. Would that work for you? So it's going to be the same pitch, but this time you need to let them know that you're going to put it on the market. So when you get this property under contract at 75, what you're going to do is you're going to list the property at, let's just say, 90K. Once again, what we're doing is we're attracting retail buyer. When I say retail buyer, these are buyer that's going to probably get a conventional loan from the bank. And since the property is in a decent condition where it's financeable, right? These buyer can go get a conventional loan with the bank. So typically, this is the husband, the wife, the mom, the pop, looking for their first, basically their first home to get into and do a little bit of work and then spend the next 2-3 years in the property. And then basically what they're doing is they're building up sweat equity. So they're not the savvy investors that are looking for a 30 to 40% discount. They're okay with, hey, houses are going for 100,000, but boom, there's this house that just listed for 90K or 95,000, even 95,000. To them, they're like, dang, we got a deal, $5,000 off of normal price of what houses would go for. Make sense? So that's where Novation is coming in. So now check this out. So you got under contract for 75K. You're going to list it on the market for 90, 95K. Let's just say 90K. You're going to list it on the market for 90K. Follow me? Okay. Now the next step is, so the first thing is that the seller is going to still sign a purchase and sell contract with you. So it's going to be a regular, normal purchase and sell contract. But in that contract, you need to there should be a paragraph in there that allows you to actually list the property on their market on their behalf. So they need to sign and consent that they understand that they allow you to list the property. But it's just going to be a regular purchase and sale contract that we use, and I've been using it for many years. If you want to get a copy of mine that I'm using, text me 1-206-208-0676, and I'll send you a copy that I use completed for free. So they're going to sign what's called a purchase and sale contract. Okay? That allows you to list the property. Now, you need to find the next step is now you need to find a realtor. You need to find a realtor that actually that actually works and understand Novation, that they're willing to list the property on the market on your behalf. So that's step number 2, finding a realtor that actually know how to do that. Okay? And then number 3 is you need to find a title company or an attorney, okay, that actually knows about Novation. Not every title company that does the wholesale transaction knows how to do Novation. So if I were you right now, is you need to find a realtors that can list it for you and charge you a flat fee. So we pay about $97. It's a flat fee, and the agents will market the property for us. So you need to find a realtor, and then you need to find a title company that understand and know how to do Novation, and they're willing to do it. Once you get that, you're set to go. So once the seller signs a purchase and sale agreement, the next thing is you're going to market the property. And let's just say that you found the buyer for 90K. You have it under contract for 75K. You found a buyer for 90K. Follow me? Now you're going to have the seller. Once you found the buyer, you're going to have the seller sign what's called a Novation agreement. Now you're going to send them the agreement showing that you actually selling the property for 90K. They're going to question you. They're going to be like, well, I thought it was 75. So you're buying it for 90K. Right? They see that there's 80, 85, 90, $15,000 different. So they're going to question you because when you send over that Novation agreement, they're going to sign that. When they sign the Novation agreement, they give you the power of attorney to actually sell that property, and you're going to deal directly with the end buyer. Now, I understand this might be a lot of stuff, and it can be a little overwhelmed for you, but I'm going to try to give you guys as much information as possible because I don't have the time to guide you through every step of the way, but this is something that I'm teaching all of my Wholesale to Million Academy students right now to do because this is going to give them an edge ahead of their competition. Every know that your competition is not saying no, 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 dude, you can do this. novate every freaking deal. Okay, makes sense? So you're going to send over a novation agreement. They're going to sign, which give you the power of attorney to actually sell the property to the end buyer. So they're going to be like, well, there's a $15,000 difference. Sometimes, dude, it could be a 40K. It could be a 50K. It could be 100K different. So a lot of you are going to be like, well, Carl, if they see the price different, what's going to happen? And here is how you position and explain to the seller. Tell the seller that you're able to find a first-time home buyer that will buy the property. Now, the reason why you're seeing at $90,000 is because we're borrowing, right? We need to borrow that amount of money from our hard money lender. Dude, this is extremely important when you come across and you don't know how to explain this to the seller, you're going to blow the deal up. You're going to explain to the seller because we're going to borrow this $90K from a hard money lender because we're going to take that money. We have to pay for a realtor commission. It's not coming out of your pocket. You're going to get the $75K that we agreed upon. That $90K, we're going to pay for the realtor commission. We're going to pay for your closing costs and all the closing costs. And we're also paying for all the renovation that this new first-time home buyer, this buyer wants to do on the property because they understand that their property is outdated. There's going to be updates and work that's going to be needed to be done on the property. And you're telling the seller that you're taking that money from your hard money to pay for all these costs to sell the property over to this first-time home buyer. Boom. That is how you explain it, my friend. So even if the deal is $100,000 different, you'll be like, well, if you take the closing costs, you're taking the realtor commissions, and they're asking for $50,000 in repair. That's what they want us to do to this property for them to buy at this price. Make sense? So it's going to cost us 50 G's to go in there and update and do all this work. And we'll pay for all the realtor commissions. And so you start to track all of that. Boom. So they'll be like, okay. So if you can explain it like that and position yourself, dude, they as well, and then just give them that peace of mind that they're gonna get this, they're gonna get the 75K that's agreed upon. That's it, game over. So when the seller signs the novation, what that does is that gives you the rights, all right, to actually basically a power of attorney to now you are the one who's dealing with the end buyer. Man, I know this is a little overwhelming, but novation, dude, this is the next level of wholesaling. This is how you're able to turn a lot of the no deal into a deal. And just imagine if you're able to add 1 or 2 deals extra a month into your current pipeline. And for those of you who's like, oh, having trouble like getting a deal because you can't find a seller that accepts your low ball offer on a wholesale deal, well, this might be it. So now you got a buyer, okay? The buyer is going to buy the property for $90K. Make sense? You're actually the seller. Buyer doesn't even know about the other party, okay? So buyer's going to sign the purchase and sale agreement actually with you. Not with the seller, but with you. Now, here's the one thing you do need to understand, that you need to have the seller sign the form N17. I'm sorry, the form 17, because that is a disclosure on the property. Seller needs to sign that just to protect you. But that's how it works. Make sense? So buyer will buy the property for $90K. You have the power of attorney to actually sign the purchase and sale agreement directly with this buyer. And what's going to happen is same thing. Buyer's going to come and buyer's going to bring in the $90K. $75K will go to the seller. Buyer will pay all the closing costs, all the fees, unless if that's what you told the buyer. If not, then you need to take in consideration that the money that you made in between is going to come out of that. So it's nothing you have to come out of pocket. The title company is going to take it out of your assignment fee. So if there's realtor commission you have to pay, it's going to come out of that. Closing costs you have to pay, it's going to come out of that. Unless otherwise, you tell the end buyer that they will be the one who actually have to pay for all of that. Then which means at the time of closing, you just get your 15K different. Boom. So it's just going to be like a wholesale transaction, but it's just a little bit more work, like different type of work, paperwork. That's pretty much it. And this, my friend, is how you do a novation. Any question, drop in the chat. And for those of you listen, if you're like Khang, I want to learn about novations. How can I go get more info, and how can I work with you and your team? Just go. All you need to do is go to coachwithkhang.com. Maybe I need to go over here really quick. I'll take a few questions. Oh man, this doesn't work. So here it is. Any questions, just drop it in the chat. But there you go. Okay, boom, done. Take it off. And then I'm gonna wrap this up, and then I gotta bounce. Oh shoot, I gotta go back to the comment. No questions? Appreciate it. I'm bench watching your video. You got me hyped. Michael, listen. Michael, I wanna tell you this, my friend. Motivations only last for so long. It's discipline, my friend. Discipline. Nothing works if you don't. Knowledge without execution is worthless. So don't just like don't just watch, bro. But you gotta go out there. You gotta take action. Like, I believe in the law of attraction, but I believe more in the law of action. Results come from action, not from sitting there watching a bunch of videos. Boom. I don't see any questions. Any other questions you guys got? Khang, is there any creative way to get in the academy? Hassan, book a call with my team. Basically, what they can do is they can set up like some kind of a payment plan just to make it work. So I don't know, but you have to call them and see if they can work something out with you. Any other questions? Let's go for another 3 minutes, but I don't see any other questions. So Novation, so we're about to close on a Novation deal. Closing on the 15th. This deal, we wouldn't been able to make anything off of this deal if we would just do wholesale, because seller wouldn't accept it. We end up making $30,000 on this deal by novating it. In the next video, do subject to. Listen, I'm not your subject to guy. I only done maybe in this 12 years being in the game, I've only done about 2. So I don't think that I am qualified to talk about subject to. I kind of know the basic outline of what it is, but I'm just not going to go in there because it's just not my expertise. You need any lots questions? No, I don't. Any other question you guys got? We got about 2 more minutes. Let me see here. I don't have the thing. Now, for those of you who's new into wholesaling and you're like, Khang, where do I start? If you're new, then let me show you this. I don't want to run back and forth. Hold on a second. If you're new, then go check out this video that I created for you. It's WTM, which is Wholesale to Million class.com. WTMclass.com. It's a 15-minute video. It's a free training where I will literally walk you through and kind of show you exactly how to get into the game. My mouse just don't work, so everything just like, but I'm trying to make it work. But any other questions you guys got? So let me see here. So we're gonna wrap this up, I guess. So for those of you who haven't followed me on Instagram, TikTok, Thread, Twitter, anywhere else, just go at realkingkhang.com. I don't know why I put .com. Just at realkingkhang. Right there. You can follow me. What's the text message number for the novations and the contract? Sorry. Text it to 1-206-208-0676. Please put the word contract, and I'll send you my purchase and sale agreement contract completely for free, no cost. Do you recommend getting a home study course? Brown, I don't know what you mean by a home study course. I don't know. You mean like a course? Do you mean like a course? Brown, if you feel like that's what you need, then do it. right? If you've been watching all the video, consuming all the free content, and you're still stuck, and you haven't got your first deal, and it's been like months, then I would do it. Because, dude, the best investment you can make is into yourself. But if I were you, Brown, let me ask you this question, man. Before you take the leap of faith and invest money into either a course or a mentorship or whatever it is, ask yourself this question. Number one, are you ready to commit? Number two is, do you have the work ethic? Number three is, are you coachable? That's it. Because majority of people do not have those three. They're looking for the get rich quick. Like however you see me on camera is how I am in the DM, in the text message, in real life. When you ask me, you get Khang, I want to join your team. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you, do you have what it takes? Are you ready to commit 5 months to work like you never worked before, but then you end up making more money than you ever made before? Because a lot of you, what you're missing is you might be missing, the knowledge and the information that you need to actually start making the money. So typically, those are like the question. If you're committed, if you have the work ethic, but you just need the support, the guidance, people you can reach out to and ask questions and get help from so you can keep on moving forward, then dude, I'm telling you, every month that goes by, you could be making 20K a month, but every single month that goes by that you don't know how to do this, that is what is costing you, my friend. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just making sure that when you do decide it, you just need to understand the value. Because a lot of you are afraid of what you're giving up. So you're like, hey, Khang, I have to give up X amount of dollars. So you're like, oh, I don't want to do it because I have to give up this much. But in return, that's how much you're giving up by not making the move. Make sense? Okay. Anyways, you guys, I guess that's all the question we got today. I appreciate each and every single one of you that's here on the live with me. I truly hope that this video add a lot of value to you. Any questions, comment down below and I'll try to answer it next. Until next time, take care and let's go get this money. Later, guys. Gotta go over here to shut it off.